because a lot of us grew up in role reversals as children with emotionally immature parents, so like we were burdened with like finances or like the problems of the house or whatever, and we were exposed to that at a young age. We, in our mind, have the role of inner child in the driver's seat versus having our parent in the driver's seat. And so what this does for us developmentally is it creates a dynamic of either being an internalizer or an externalizer, which in her book, Lindsay Gibson talks about this. But basically, you're emotionally reactive in some way. And so employing your adult mind and actually putting the adult in the driver's seat in your life requires you to have forgiveness and compassion, but it also requires you to take on that role and to be that person for yourself. And it requires a level of objectivity. It requires a level of logic versus just emotional reaction. And this is what we're seeing a rise of in the spiritual community, is a rise of emotional reaction, and we're calling it spirituality, when in reality, true spirituality, I mean everything is spirituality, but like the goal is balance, and to be able to utilize logic as the driver and emotions as the fuel, not the other way around. When we're acting out of our inner child, when our inner child is in the driver's seat, we're using emotions as the driver, and we're using logic to fuel our emotional choices. And so when we switch this, we increase our emotional maturity, but also we are better able to take care of the needs of our inner child because they're in their rightful place in the back seat where you belonged when you were a kid. But you didn't get that grace and you didn't get that understanding, and so the roles are kind of messed up in the head. And so when we do this work of becoming your own parent and stepping out of the parentified child, we move the car around a little bit. We do a little bit of a Chinese stop. What is that called? I don't know, where you all get out of the car and get in different spots. Chinese fire drill. Yeah. And this is the work that I'm currently embarking on and that we go into inside of the Dragon's Den, specifically inside of Stories for Success. So I'll see you there. It also requires allowing yourself to play in the dynamic of authority and submissive, and creating your own relationship with authority and submission. Exploring that and playing in those realms and seeing what you like versus what is a pattern or what seems familiar, and then that allows you to create more trust for authority, for submission in your world. It allows you to actually experience and see the world as a safe place, which it inherently is, but because you didn't learn that in childhood, you don't have that reference point. And so this is the work of allowing yourself to step into the fullness of your true self and stop operating out of the different parts of you, like the wounded inner child or parentified child or the emotionally immature adult. And so that is it.